Donnie's here. Right on time. Happy Father's Day. Happy Sunday, folks. That's not very good, is it? What do we know? What's good in the hood? Avon is here early. How's it going? Thank you. Thank you very much. I swear no one has ever said Happy Father's Day to me as many times on Father's Day as people have today, which is interesting. It's great. Fathers are getting all the appreciation. How's it going, Stacy? I'm getting your shirt in the mail this week, I swear. And by I'm getting your shirt in the mail, I mean I'm going to make Tom do it. It's like his whole thing. What up? Happy Father's Day. Howdy, Dan. How you doing? Sweet jams. How's it going, Ross? Donnie says, I don't sound like anus this week. I only sound a little bit like anus. Throat's still a little sore, but, you know, not too bad. Yeah, still kind of congested. In fact, if you watched this morning's video, that was yesterday. I was aggressively congested in the morning when I filmed that. Hey, Rich, how's it going? Happy Father's Day, Bob. HR is here with us, and I kind of already knew this by HR's comment earlier, but HR is not happy about the last video. Happy Father's Day regardless. A couple people weren't really, but you know, whatever. And one person on both videos this weekend has said that my video was a waste of their time and I just babbled. And they're not wrong, but like, it's YouTube. You can turn it off. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. An idea. Anyway, today's video is actually doing really, really well, which I don't understand. I didn't figure it would. Avon says, I went out to dinner with my moms, and the server said, Happy Father's Day to whichever one of you is the dad. Okay. And happy Sunday Fun Day. No shit, Sherlock. Jesus. Wow. Yeah, Stacy sent me a very impressive picture of a tornado earlier and says that picture of the tornado I sent you Wednesday. We had a total of 10 that afternoon, more than all of 2022 combined. Wow. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Look at this. What is going on in Canada right now? It's been pretty nice here. It's been like kind of overcast and not super amazing, but you know, it's been dry until this morning. It just started like dumping rain right around the time I woke up. Excuse me. There's going to be a lot of that. But at least I don't sound like anus. Belle James is here with us. Hi, Jamie. Happy Father's Day from Yelm. How you doing? Happy Father's Day if that's a thing you're celebrating as well. If it was babble, it was good babble. The thing to me is just like, and I'm open for criticism. It's fine. You know, I think I got my point across. Did I need 17 minutes to do it? No, I did not. And, you know, I just had a thought that I wanted to get down, and I did that. And I have thoughts the other way too. You know, I like some built modernized cars. I already told Mitchell that if he sells his Barracuda, the rest of the world is going to have to fight me because that car is amazing. It's just that you don't need all that to enjoy your car. That's my point, and I made my point. So, and a lot of people get it. And a lot of people said, yup, what you said. So, it's cool. If a couple people want to come out and tell me I'm a moron, that's fine, because I am. But I had a good point, and a lot of people liked it. And a lot of people watched the video. So I think that's fine. It doesn't matter how upset they get. I still get paid at the end of the day. Rod Hendricks is here with us and says, howdy from Lakey, Missouri. Sounds like you're still sick. Hope you get feeling better. I am feeling better, but it turned into like the after crud. Like maybe it's bronchitis, maybe it's a sinus infection, maybe it's both, maybe it's neither. Who knows? It's just a surprise. But I mostly feel okay other than the cough. So I'll be back at it tomorrow. Banana's here with us again and says, howdy, how's everything going? Pretty good. At least a few followers to the channel have probably noticed I put the Daily Driver Barracuda up for sale. Don't yell at me. Something's got to go. And it is what it is. That thing's just sitting there and it has a title and I've had some interest in it. So it might sell. It might go to Southern Oregon. But anyway, so that's happening. And it's not that I'm excited about it, but it's fine. It's going to be fine. I made a bunch of videos with it. I've really lost energy on it. It's just sitting there. Things need to not just sit there. Anyway, other than that, and still being a little leftover sick, pretty good. Happy Father's Day. Thanks. Avon's mom thought it was very funny until he said, thanks, Daddy. Lucas Krupa's here and almost missed us. Well, thank you for not missing us. Appreciate that. Bell James says, I liked today's video. You just reminded us why we love Mopar. Mitchell, I spent a good bit of time in that video trashing Mitchell with the Barracuda. I talked to him about this in person, actually, the morning that I was filming it. And he said, yeah, you're right. I didn't have to do all this, but I wanted to, and I'm going to do it more. And again, that car's amazing. Like I'm not saying it's bad. It's great, but you don't have to do that. That's my point. And I have a build coming up that I talk about in the video, and I've been going back and forth with the owner of that car. And it's just my point, it's what got me thinking about all this. Like, I know what you want. You want a fast, fun car, but you can have that without going full Mitchell. That's my point here. You can keep it reasonable, keep it cheap, keep it simple, use parts that you can actually find when they break, and it can be fast and it can be a lot of fun. No matter what you do, it's not going to be a Hellcat. Even if you put a Hellcat in it, it's not going to be a modern car. So that's my point. That's all. But Mitchell did respond. He texted me after he saw it and said, I'm really surprised you didn't say that. What was it? Mopars are perfect. And it was something funny. It was worded better than that. Surprised you didn't say something about Mom Mopar making these cars just the way God intended. It's not quite that. But anyway, Bell James says, you just reminded us why we love Mopars. Yeah, they're great. And they're special. And they got flavor and spirit. And spirit goes a long way. Ross says, I feel your pain, Jamie. I got a 5-paragraph dissertation disagreeing with 2 sentences in a comment. From me or from yourself? This whole thing is a discussion. It's a discussion, and I have a point of view on it, and you have a point of view on it. Everyone has a point of view on it. HR has a point of view on it, and everyone's point of view is valid. And I'm not saying that I'm the only one that's right. I'm probably not right at all. I'm just sharing my point of view with you. And if I can save someone $10,000 to $15,000 putting a car together, I'm going to try and do that. The more screwed up these cars are, the less like they were intended to be they are. And I don't know. I'm really big into preserving them. So, yeah. But every single thing that I have to say is a 5-paragraph dissertation. Just ask anyone who's ever emailed me. Cow the Destroyer says, apparently gluing pennies to your drive shaft works to balance out dents in it. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. I don't know what kind of glue you'd use, but yeah. HR says, it's not easy to find the old cars anymore. Yeah, exactly. And I just want to save them all. That's what I want to do. Save them, preserve them for future generations. That's America. Those cars are America. That's how I feel about them. Big Wrench Tech says, I think the video is very on point. It only takes a Slant 6 to show some rolling steel going down the road. Still beauty nonetheless. Yeah, and I love V8s, but I love all of them. I love a flathead. I love a good flathead 6. The one in my 55 Plymouth, that thing was amazing. I would not have changed that car ever. It was great. It was great. HR also says no more C bodies, and what's out there is bad. There are some, but yeah, they're not, they're getting scarce. And they all got crashed into each other and that sort of thing. I still have never done a C body. I'm going to. I'm still totally planning on doing that 68 Sport Fury, but it's ways off. Oh, Donnie still wants my old Barracuda. Excuse me. Well, we could probably get it to your door with shipping for under $7,000. Maybe around $7,000. Sam Cooper says, quit smoking all that tobacco, dude. I need to quit too. I don't smoke anything. In fact, the guy that's staying next door, a friend of mine, Earl, the other day, he was like, you don't smoke, do you? In fact, you don't smoke anything, do you? No, I do not. I'm just like this right now. But I am probably going to get lung or throat cancer anyway because of all the chemicals and the dumb things I do in life. Donnie says, I think we got a satellite Roadrunner coming very soon. Yeah, I'm excited for that for you. It's going to be cool. All Praise dropped in here with us and says, howdy, everyone. Checking in for my DDG fix. I liked the latest video on rebuilding cylinder heads. Using the drill press is a cool idea. Yes, it is. And that, excuse me, it wasn't my idea. Wish I could take credit for it. I was about midway through filming that video when the owner of the toolbox charger, the heads for which I was doing in the video, showed up. And I kind of have this thing where I don't like filming around other people. It's just awkward. You know what I mean? I'm still on, you know what I mean, by the way, just in case you're keeping score at home. So let's say K-Man bought me this one. Good stuff. Anyway, there were a few things I meant to say in that video, and one of the big ones was I can't take credit for this. I got this idea from my friend Chris Zerbs. He's like a crazy genius engine scientist. He's brilliant, interesting guy, but has lots and lots of great ideas. And I've learned a whole lot about engines from him. And yeah, the drill press thing, he told me about that. Great trick. I've gotten a lot of mileage out of that. But yeah, there's some good tips in there, if you've never done it. That's another video that I got comments on that people told me it was dumb and a waste of time and useless. And then a bunch of other people were like, dude, this is awesome. Thanks for the information. This is super helpful. I don't know anything about this. This is great. Yeah. Anyway, maybe that one guy is wrong. Anyway, thanks for being here, All Praise. Stan Nelson says, another thing you don't have to do is show card bodywork. You're damn right. I refuse to do that. Refuse. Oh, Ross says it. Yeah, that was from a viewer. Classic. The YouTube comment section is one of them mixed bag type things. We get a lot out of it. But, it's not all roses. And K-Man Weisenbach sent me $20. Thank you very much for that. K-Man says, happy Father's Day. Thank you. Appreciate it. I did a lot of fathering today. I played, let's see, Roblox. Kirby, the one where Kirby eats everything, and Mario Kart 8. A lot of Mario Kart 8. That was my day, and it was amazing. And I love that my daughter's to an age where we can actually play games and do stuff together. It's super awesome. I love that. So that's a lot of what my Father's Day was like. And then we went out for an early dinner so I could get back here and be with you folks. Anyway, K-Man says, here's a question I may have asked before. I'm swapping in a factory 2-barrel unit on my Slant 225. Will the old linkages work? In a word, no. And in another word, maybe. If you have a throttle cable, if your car's new enough that you have a cable, which I think is 67 onward, you can actually take the cable and flip it over this way. Now, the cable bracket is not going to work, so you'll have to make one, source one, whatever. But that part is easy. Now, for your automatic kick down, not so easy, but it has been done. Basically, the 1-barrel goes front to back, the linkage goes front to back, and the 2-barrel is turned sideways. So the linkage goes side to side. So I've seen this done. It does work. You swing the cable over swing the cable over this way, and it will pull the correct direction. But the kickdown linkage is a little different story. You can convert to a kickdown cable, which you can get on eBay in a kit for like $35-40. And that works. Or you can look for the later, like F-body style 3-piece linkage that has the right hoo-ha. I have also personally seen on a 63 Dart a 2-barrel conversion, and they made the linkage on that work. It is a 3-piece with a pivot on the firewall. So that one, same thing. They kind of flipped it over here, and it might have had a length in it. I'm not totally sure, but I think it was on a pivot ball instead of a slide. So that one did work. I did have to adjust it because it's a bell crank type thing, and it was all goofy. But yeah, depending on your car, depending on your setup, it can work. But not 100%. Your mileage may vary. Cayman says, I bet you smoke tires. Yeah, I guess I can't say I don't smoke anything. I'm not sure, but the 10,000 subscriber special is probably coming within the next week at the rate things are going. Last I checked, we were at 9,881. Pretty cool. So I'm thinking the 10,000 subscriber special is I shave my beard, I go get a haircut, and then I do a bunch of burnouts. But we'll see. I'll definitely smoke some tires. Dan Tupper says, if you can find the old Mopar book kit car, there were a lot of swappable parts for high performance handling and braking. Yeah, cool. There's a section in the direct connection book, which I have, that I have a copy of it anyway, that covers handling for, going around corners and stuff. I haven't read through that at all. I should do that. There's a lot to learn there. I was just seeing something about kit car stuff. It was from the 70s. It was the kit car kit. It was a roll bar and a bunch of other things that you could buy. They had them for the F body, the Duster body, the Dart body. I think there was a B body one too. Interesting stuff. Rooster's here with us and says it's to each his own, whatever that person's vision to make the car their own, like Harley's. Like I said in the comments, this is mine. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Yeah, absolutely. And again, my aim with that video, and I think most people probably got this, my aim is not to say, if you dump all this money into your car, if you do all these things, you're an idiot and you're wrong. That is not my aim. I have driven several cars that have had the book thrown at them like that, and it's amazing. The aim of the video, my stance on this, and what I'm trying to communicate to people is that you do not need to do that. It's just this whole thing. I don't know. It's kind of the same as what Uncle Tony says all the time. Like, are you sure you need this? Do you really need this? What's wrong with the parts you have? What can you do to the suspension you have to make it work better? What can you do to the engine you have? What can you do with a carburetor that you have? Do you need a brand new double pumper? Do you need that? That's kind of it. And it's a viewpoint I've come around to in recent months after experiencing all these cars. It's not that they're bad. They are not. They're cool. It's just a lot. And it's not what I want. I don't want cars like that. I don't want to have to spend thousands of dollars on the suspension in my A body. You know, I just don't want that. The factory setup works pretty well. So, anyway, that's my point. But you're exactly right. You know, it's your car, build it your way. You're doing that right now, and I respect it. Yours is also a bit of a period piece, you know, it's still mostly factory type parts, factory engine, factory transmission, you know, period stuff. Hole in the hood, extra carburetor, cool. You know, I like that. But yeah, I think that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Cave Dave's with us again and says, my kickdown lever thingy seal is leaking and I have TTI headers on my 440. How in the hell do I replace the seal with this mess? I sent pics. I'll check out the pictures. It's not going to be fun. Your header is probably right in the way. I've done one of those in the vehicle. I think it was in a truck. And sorry, I'm trying to sell a car. What was I talking about? I think I've done a grand total of one in a vehicle, and it sucked because you got to pull the kick down and the shift control linkage off and then reach in there and pop that seal out. And there's not much room for that. And then you got to get the new one down, which I think I did with a shallow socket and a pry bar against the floor, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. You maybe drop the cross member and droop your transmission. That would make more room. You might be pulling a header or just dropping the transmission. I can't say. But if you sent pictures, I'll take a look at them. I didn't see them pop up now. Brent Forte says, stock is almost harder to find. If it's still alive, it most likely was someone's project or problem. I don't find that to be true generally. I see mostly factory cars a lot. The electrical systems are often hacked up. Sometimes there's crappy rust repairs that have been done, engine swaps. But, you know, if someone was building it in the 70s or the 80s or the 90s, it's probably still going to have a Mopar engine, a period Mopar engine. That's what I see more than anything. You know, like my Challenger, it had a 400 swapped into it. My Charger, yeah, someone kind of hot rodded it in the day or in the 90s. But basically in the 90s. But it's still stock-ish pieces. Yeah, it's got disc brakes, but they are factory type. So yeah, I mean, what you're talking about is out there for sure. But I see a lot of survivor-ish, you know, cars that are still out there. So. All right. But your mileage may vary on that. Even cars like the garbage can Cuda, that was like a drag car somebody built. It's still a stock type engine and transmission. That's really what I'm into. Period stuff, right stuff. It doesn't have to be factory to that car. That's how I like my hot rods. Yeah, we did that. Donnie says, forgive my ignorance, is the 3D3 head 400 head and the 440 head the same-ish? They're more than the same-ish. They are the same. Okay, within reason by year, you know, because those heads came in different generations. Essentially, there was the earlier closed chamber, big block head. Then they went open chamber. There are different versions of the ports, different size valves, and that sort of thing. But in general, they're the same head. You can take a head off a Wii 361 or 3D3 and put it right on a 440. No problem. Except for flow differences, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yes, they're the same architecture. They're the same everything. The only difference is the deck height. Your 350 to 400 engine, they're the short deck. Your 413, 426 wedge 440, they are the tall deck. I forgot the 3D3 tall deck. That is a thing that existed. But it's not that important. Anyway, yeah, same stuff. Renegade's Garage is here with us and says, hey, everyone, how's it going there? Beautiful day in the neighborhood around here. 9.89K. Ah! It's all happening, baby. It's all happening. G-Bop Beluga says it was a very boring Father's Day for me since we're under extreme heat advisory. Ugh. And it's only good early morning or late evening. Good to be here, though. Yeah, well, could be worse. I'm going to assume you're probably enjoying air conditioning right now, so at least you got that. Hopefully you're enjoying air conditioning right now. That extreme heat thing is really rare here. Usually it's a couple days around my birthday, which is coming up. Rooster says, I smoke Fords. Does that count? Yes, I think it counts. Oh, did everyone notice that Rooster is no longer snow? He's a lake now. It's a nice change. He thawed out, He warmed up a little bit. That's nice. HR says, is Direct Connection still selling parts for classic cars? Kind of. And Rooster had an answer to that. Direct Connection does still exist. Too pricey. Mancini Racing and 440 Source are the way to go to get those parts at a better price. For some reason, and I don't have a full understanding of this, but I kind of thought Mancini was Direct Connection. Or Direct Connection like moved out of house and became Mancini. Maybe they're just a dealer at good prices. I don't exactly know how that works, but I know they're in the same galaxy somewhere or another. Ross says, find an old school shave and a haircut barbershop. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I always go to the fancy hair salon-y type places, because I'm a pretty princess or whatever. And Lovejoy damn, I've been doing pretty good. Lovejoy dropped in and said, I'm late, but I'm here. Welcome, Lovejoy. You missed out on the terrible news that I've got the 67 Daily Driver CUDA listed for sale. And it might actually be selling. I don't know. We'll see. Yes, I'm sad, but we move on. Rooster said, oh, yeah, we did that. We're past that part, that part. In fact, never play this again. Rocket Tom dropped in and said, hi. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you, my friend. Glad you made it. I'm mostly alive this week. I'm doing okay. Good Lord. Here's Donnie's place currently. I don't know if there's audio here, but holy moly. It is raining sideways. Wow. He said that was coming. There it is.
This is crazy.
Woo!
Dadgum.
Wow. Cool.
Wow.
Someone tell Florida that it's June. It wasn't lightninging like that this morning, but it was pouring rain for a little bit there. Wiggy's here with us. How's it going there? Wiggy says, hello, my friends. Spent a few hours bombing around in my 64 Valiant 170 CI push button auto today. Real fun. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I love, I love cars like that. Excuse me again. Man. In my life, I've been saying this for years and I stand by it. I want another 70 Dart Swinger, but I really want it slant 6, automatic on the tree, bench seat. Decent condition, nice interior. That's all I want. Drive that thing everywhere. Rocco Bukako is here with us again. I feel like it's been a while, but maybe you were here last week. Anyway, Rocco says, yo, partying peeps, what's cracking? I do not know what's cracking. I know it's coughing. Rooster says, my blown cornet is just a fun hot rod and exactly what I wanted it to be. To go from a 318 grocery getter to hot rod was the plan. The more people don't like it, the more I do. The problem is you're building something really awesome, and I think people are going to like it. Have you been getting much good response on your videos? If you guys haven't checked out Rooster's channel lately, he is posting videos again. He's got videos on his coronet. I actually haven't gotten to talk to him on the phone lately. I had some feedback. I'll just leave it here. When he started, I think it was the video on it that you posted, or maybe it was the first one. Anyway, you were just telling the story of where the car came from, and obviously you've got a lot of great stories. I've heard a few of them, but you just have such a great voice for doing that. And it's cool you're going through the build and everything, but this is my vision. I want story time with Rooster. It just seems like a good idea for you. I'm just saying, I'll go ahead and take credit for that. But I think you should be telling us stories, things from the bad old days, history of cars and that sort of thing. I just think I think it would be a good fit. Anyway, that was my note. Cave Dave says, I'm sure I'd have to drop the headers, maybe the transmission, but it's a $10 seal. Enjoy the suck, right? No, you don't enjoy the suck, but you do have to embrace the suck. Yeah. I'd be surprised if it's $10. It's this big. But yeah, I think I've only done the one, and I'm pretty sure it was on an overdrive in a Ram. I'm pretty sure. Renegade Garage says, how much is the CUDA? It is listed for $4,200, which seems like a lot of money. Then I started adding it up and realized I have nearly that much invested in it, especially if you count sweat equity. If you don't count sweat equity, so yeah, probably not enough, but also seems like a lot for what it is. It's a cool car, and other than the quarters and the crappy hood, it's pretty solid. It's fine. It's fine. I sold the last one for $3,500. It didn't run or drive, but it did have a rebuilt 360 727. It also had no title. Anyway, I think we're in the neighborhood. Chrome Muffler Bearing says, I was disassembling a junkyard LE360 and the piston skirts were checkered. An old guy told me they had been knurled. What is that? Well, I know what knurling is, but I don't know why skirts would be knurled. To carry oil, maybe? I'm not sure. Knurling is just, it's just a texture, pattern. Like, well, actually, the part of a excuse me, lug stud that locks it into a hub is called knurling, and they're just straight lines. But anyway, machined lines into a thing for the purposes of friction primarily, I think. Yeah, maybe I've seen that. I don't know. I don't know why they'd be like that. But anyway, that's all knurling is. Go home, Florida. You're drunk. Lovejoy says, no, not the 67. At least I haven't sent the pipe yet. Should I make you feel guilty and tell you that if I'd gotten the pipe, I would have been working on it more a long time ago? It's fine. It's boxed up. I just haven't had a chance to get to the FedEx place. My shift was switched to days, so I'm not off when it's open. That is a problem. That is a problem. And it's all good. It's all good. Not super worried about that. But it would have been cool. It would have been cool. That's 2 CUDAs now. Barracudas, fastbacks, excuse me, that I've wanted to do that with and haven't. That's okay. Still better than my average on late Chargers. I have had 4, and I've never driven one. Anyway, it's all good. Rooster says, Mancini is the Detroit connection to Offset direct connection. They were a direct connection source when I was a boy, but they stayed in the old market as well as the late model Hemi World too. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that was just my understanding, was that Mancini was kind of direct connection. But I don't know. I wasn't there. Rocket Tom says, try to get the 70 Roadrunner running this week. Well, you don't have to ask me twice. Yeah, let's do it. What are we waiting for? I'm starving for content over here. Have you seen my junk this weekend? You say the word. You're the one that writes the checks. Come on. Yeah, cool. That'll be a good one. I think we all know that'll be a good one. Rodney Bird says, I was at a nostalgia race this spring and a 65 Barracuda was running in one of the slower classes and I heard the 6. He laid down a solid pass and I was impressed. Good ET and mile an hour. It was a 4.0 Jeep. Oh, that is interesting. I feel like I might have heard about this. And I've had this idea before. I mean, 4.0s are nifty. They're just not slanty enough. You know what I mean? Good stuff. Bell James says, I was thinking about the 300 and how to make it a true 300 by spicing up that 360 a bit. Wouldn't detract from its originality. No, I totally agree. And I've actually gotten a lot of comments from people who either did similar things in the day or who think I should do the same. Do the old cat delete, a little better exhaust system, a cam, swap the cam, a carburetor that works. And those things alone would, we'd still be low compression, but we'd be getting there. We'd be going in the right direction. And I'm not opposed to that. My one thing with that car, I like it. It's really grown on me. It's a neat car. I need to get the brakes happening. There are a couple things I needed to do with the lift, which are now mostly done, except after repair a frame on a Jeep. That's another story. Don't worry about that. But I need to get it on the lift, bleed the brakes, see if I can get some brakes, see if the charging system is working, and then take it for an actual drive. And that'll be good inspiration for me to do more with it. Brakes definitely need to happen first. I've had a pretty rough couple of weeks. Being sick was a big part of that, but I've got a lot of compounding deadlines right now. I have the crew cab truck that has to be finished. I have the toolbox charger that is supposed to run in a week. Yeah, that's going to happen. I've got the Studebaker to finish. I've got that Jeep I just mentioned. I've got a Dakota truck that I was supposed to have done this last week, and that didn't happen. I just have all these things happening at once. So I don't really have a whole lot of time to make videos messing with my own stuff. And you may have noticed, last week, I got a couple good videos in. This week, I just kind of put some things together that I didn't need any actual work to happen for. So that's kind of where I'm at right now in life. But I do hope to get some more time in on the 300 soon. I think that would be cool. I'm trying to think if I have. I don't think I have a good cam for that in stock. I do have more thermoquads for parts or swappage. I got some options. But anyway, yeah, that may well happen. We'll see how far I go with it. But the other thing I was going to say is with that car, obviously it's grown on me, but it's not one of my dream cars. It's not a car I see owning forever. So it's, I can only do so much with it. I'd love to hop it up a little bit. I'd love to make it a little bit more honest of a 300, but sooner or later it is going to find another home. So we'll see where it goes. I think it would be fun, and I think the people would like it. They clearly like the car. That video, if you guys haven't noticed, that video on the 79 300 is doing quite well. Pretty cool. Jaybird says, I enjoyed the 67 Cornet video. I laughed out loud when you commented that it had a glove box. Mine does not. Must be a thing? Yes, it's a thing. They use that crappy fiberboard for them, and they just disintegrate. So yeah, when a car that has an Intech glove box, that's something special in my world. Michael Adamo is here with us again. Hello, Michael. How you doing? Of course, we see Michael's comments on pretty much all the videos. Cool. Appreciate that. My sister says she wants that too. Rooster, you do have a voice for storytelling. And Lovejoy says, the guy whose Brad I revived told me he's leaving it to me in his will. I don't know about you all. I am still playing the Dead Dodge Garage drinking game. And I've got another of McMenamin's Edgefield Blackberry Ciders tonight. Got one more of those left. I might have allegedly pre-gamed at Father's Day dinner. 2 ciders. That's a big night for me. Big Wrench Tech t-shirt idea. And remember, embrace the suck. Yeah, embrace the suck. It's like a military thing, really. So I don't think I could co-op that one. There's we've been talking about an and remember shirt for a long time, and I feel like I have the ultimate one, but hopefully I wrote it down. Let me see if I wrote it down. One guy said, "I'd be coming from Indiana to get your Barracuda. What's your bottom dollar?" Indiana? That's quite a ways. Oh, the Leaving Tower of Power. Fitz was working on that one. I don't know where that one's gone. Ah, that's another great one. I know hate is a strong word. That's why I'm using it. No one came back from the future to stop me. Still committed to that. There are a lot of good ones in here, but I do not have the good and remember written down. Floor panels or extra clutch pedals are mandatory. It's obviously in here. Right on time as usual merch is probably going to have to happen eventually. It's a way of life for some of us. I don't know. We'll find one. We'll find one. Rooster says, story time with Rooster. Ha, ha, ha. When the shop remodel's done and we get Wi-Fi, we can. Or we can do the laptop at home. No, I just mean something for your channel. I mean, obviously it's going to be car related. You can record it at your will as long as you feel like. You could write a story. You could just tell a story, whatever, improvise. I just think it would be a good idea for you. I tried story time on my channel and no one watched it. Sometimes I say story time in videos, but it's just for little snippets. I've mentioned this. The story of my road trip wedding is on my channel. It's called Cars on Fire because it wasn't, but that was the line. Anyway, and I think it still has like 40 something views. Like no one cares. So it didn't work for me, but I think it could work for you. Story time. Bell James says, oh yeah, no, great one. Urethane bushing shouldn't detract from the originality of the factory suspension upgrades either. Nope. I'm totally on board for modern bushings. Things, and I made allowances for that in my video today, improvements necessary for safety and handling. The factory rubber lower bushings just go to pieces. The poly is the way to go. So yeah, for things like that. Absolutely. Nothing wrong there. Offset bushings, poly lowers, sway bars, subframe connectors. There's a lot that can be done. Oh, and Rocket Tom says, we use a mix of rubber and urethane at Rocket. Firmfield calls it the Rocket Kit. Yeah, for me, it's the offset uppers, which are rubber. The lowers are always poly. And that's important because the lowers are the ones that disintegrate. Did anyone catch Uncle Tony's video about that 67 Charger that he was doing for Power Tour that didn't get done in time? That's fine. But he was like amazed that the poly bushings exist. We've been installing those for a decade? More, I think. I put them in my 66 Charger a long time ago. Anyway, this is the way. I said that to someone and they responded, this is the way, in a comment. I really like that. And Dan Tupper, of course, one of our resident engine scientists, says knurling is done to reduce piston rock and reduce side clearances. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if... Oh, cheap way to reduce piston clearance when doing a backyard overhaul. Knurling uses pressure to raise the material in the piston skirts. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. That makes sense. And then Ross says, cuts down on piston slap, trying to save the cost of new slugs. Oh, old school cost cutting thing from the flathead days. I've heard you can go 10 thou over with no problem at all. And I've done something silly. That was one of my important lessons, to check everything in life. I got an unassembled 360 from someone and they said, this is the block, these are the matched pistons, these are the rods, this is the new crank, just throw it together. Cool, okay, so I threw it together. They were 20 over pistons in a 40 over bore. And that made a little noise. It ran though. Anyway, check everything. That's the lesson. Oh, yes. And Rocket Tom does add, if you use all urethane, everything is squeaky. You do need to make sure to grease them thoroughly. And there are certain places where you can put poly, but then you can also put in a Zerk and try and make them greasable. Sway bars, I think, is where you usually see that. Sway bar bushings. Try and prevent the squeak. But yeah, that is the thing that happens. Ooh. Rodney Bird says, now I have a shorty 89 D150 and a wrecked two-wheel drive Jeep Grand Cherokee. So I'm thinking Turbo 4.0 A500 Ram. I like where your head's at. That would be a really nifty build. It's still Mopar, so I'm on board. Stacy says, man, I have nothing car related to contribute tonight. I scratched my esophagus earlier this week eating Cheez-Its and apparently not chewing my food enough. One went down sideways. It hurt. Ouch. You know, I've been trying to figure out other things to throw in that box before I ship it out. I guess not Cheez-Its. I don't know much about snacks that you can or cannot get in Canada, so I need to figure this out. I just don't know. Something that's quintessentially American, but also not disgusting. I'm open to ideas. If anyone knows what I should send Stacy for a snack that isn't a Cheez-It. Rooster says, regarding Mancini, they contacted me about making vinyl decals for them because I have a source better than theirs. Window stickers and back window ones. So that's cool. I think you told me about that a while back. That's cool. Oh, man, I always forget this now. What an embarrassment. Donnie says, don't forget to hit the like, folks. It helps do stuff for the thing with the deal. It's like points for something. Anyway, Dan Tupper says, first gen catalytic converters were the equivalent of a 5-pound baked potato jammed up the exhaust pipes. Yeah. Stacy says, the wife wants to know if you tried the big Turk we sent you. No. Still here. But, you know, I was saving it for just such an occasion. And I've still got the ketchup chips, too, you know, in case I get peckish. But I might as well just try this now, you know, since you mentioned it. Man. Oh, and Rocket Tom says there were only 19 likes as of a minute ago and 52 watchers. Hit the like button. All right. Let's see what Big Turk's about. Huh. It's like chocolate-covered gummy bear with a slightly different flavor to it in candy bar form. Interesting. Very interesting. I like it. Rooster says, regarding the channel, no one has left a comment yet on the builds. Roadrunner is starting this week. Cool. Awesome. Not the no comments part. Did I not leave a comment? Because I meant to. I had the thing open and I was writing it. I might have gotten distracted. It's actually possible I was driving at the time. Don't tell anyone. I am a very safe driver. Anyway. Choking to death. At least I didn't scratch my throat yet. Anyway, rad. I'll share one of your videos. I don't know if it'll help. Might do something. But anyway, if you guys haven't checked out Rooster's Restos yet, you ought to do that. He's forgotten more about building spicy Mopars than I'll probably ever know. And I'm okay with that. Welcome to Dead Dog's Garage Live, where you watch Jamie eat snacks. Only the funnerest. Rocco says, I have a 97 Ram. Swallowing. 97 Ram short bed extended cab, 4-wheel drive, 5-lug automatic truck, and a 95 single cab long bed, 4-wheel drive manual parts truck. So my question is, are there factory drive shafts available? Yes, there are. I know fronts are reproduced. I'm pretty sure rears are as well. 97. Short bed extended. Single cab long. Short bed extended and single cab long are the same length, though. Just so you're aware. But obviously, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, whatever. Yeah. Lovejoy says the shirt just says, and remember. Yeah, okay. All right. I don't know why, but that reminds me, or maybe the next comment actually reminds me that I'll just show you guys. So the Barracuda is listed for sale. I told you guys how much it is. You know where it is. You know where I'm at. Whatever. That's fine. But what you don't know is that I posted it in a bunch of Mopar groups, and I got a comment on it just a bit ago before I went live, which I had to screenshot. It's this. Mopar parts by sell. That's my Barracuda. That's the price. I don't know if it really has that many miles. That's the comment. I heard this in your voice. There's just nothing like getting caught in the wild. I love it. It's good stuff. And I've gotten that same comment a couple times. You know, Mopar world's not that big. A lot of people have seen my junk by now. Anyway, speaking of my junk, Thomas Croft is here with us, or was 10 minutes ago, and said, hey, Jamie, just watched the Stock is Better video. I couldn't agree more with what you're saying. Awesome. A lot of people seem to be with it. It's all good. So thanks. I appreciate that. A few people aren't. A few people don't get what I'm saying or think I'm a moron. And one commenter said, you just rambled for 17 minutes about the way you build Mopars, which is not impressive. Okay. Thanks, Thomas. And thanks for being here. Kimmy Trails is with us again and says, just pulled a good running buzzing half dozen out of a 73 Dart this afternoon. Very nice. Very nice. Is it destined for a 66 or 7 Belvedere wagon? Rocket Tom also says offset upper control arm bushing should be mandatory unless you're doing totally stock. Completely agree. There's no reason not to run them. Oh, except they were designed to fix alignment problems after crashes, not for modern radial tires. Lovejoy says, that's my new commenter voice, by the way. I'm workshopping that one right now. Lovejoy says, we're looking forward to the Leaving Tower of Power shirt. Yes, I think a few of us are. Donnie sent me this. Come out to the living room, and even my dog is watching your live. Good boy. You're so cute. That's the same, mostly the same colors as Charlie, but Anyway, Dan Tupper's also on board with 4.0 Turbo. I definitely am. Rippler Brr wants to know what the Mopar answer to life, the universe, and everything is. The same. 42. Rooster says, no, Jamie, no Mr. Rogers show for me. Captain Kangaroo, maybe. You young people have no idea what I'm talking about. At least I've heard of Captain Kangaroo. Danberg dropped in and said, better late than never. Never? God damn it. Never. Hey, Jamie, and happy Father's Day. Thanks for that, Dan, and thanks for being here with us. Thomas Croft says they knurl valve guides too. Old school. I think I've seen that, but maybe they were just spiraled, and that was in a Ford. And I do remember the valve clearances were like really, really tight. What engine was that? I had to. Yeah, it was a 390 in a 62 T-Bird that I had to break down because a bunch of the valves hung open, and the clearances, it was a rebuild engine, and the clearances were just like super, super tight. And I remember taking the valves out, like when I got them out, they were spiraled in there. And that may have been factory, but yeah, for whatever reason, they were, not good. Not good. Yeah. Stacy just sent me. Yeah, you know, I too have been offended by things I've read on the internet. It's important to take a step back and realize you shouldn't walk through it. It's a learning experience for all of us, clearly. Ross says, poly bushings, yeah, have been around for at least 20 years. Energy was advertising in Mopar action long ago. Yeah, I know they've been around for a long time. I thought it was funny how Uncle Tony was flabbergasted that they exist. This is amazing. It's so much better. I've never heard of this. I'm surprised. He's been in Mopar world for a really long time. Rod Hendricks says, excuse me. I'm assuming that's a typo. And it's supposed to be, I'm building a 67 half-ton international short step side bed. It has a straight axle. Will A-body long tube headers fit? They're under chassis for small block. It's an E58 360 Pursuit. I don't know. I don't know what those trucks are like, but maybe. Most truck headers are taller. That's the way, there are all kinds of different kinds of headers, but I've had truck headers and van headers in my pile of parts for years, and they're much, much taller to get down underneath everything. You've got the room down there to do that. You don't have to worry about ground clearance. So you might want to look at a truck header. A-body headers might work. I feel like the collector might be a little higher up than you want it, but it also depends on how high the engine sits in the frame, and I don't know that. So they might. I can't say, but I think you'd probably be better off with a truck type header. G-Bob Baluba says, what piston do you recommend for a 383 to get them closer to the deck? The flat tops are really low. The heads are 346. I don't know what a 346 is. So that would make very low compression. Yes, I've been through this several times. I've done a couple just, we're not talking crazy performance 383s, but just trying to get the compression up a little bit. As my friend Randy at, why do I always mix those up? Johnson Machine has said to me, 383s are compression challenged. Yeah, the stock pistons really do sit down there. I just got a set of KBs for a 440. They're a nice flat top with a valve relief. I believe they make the same piston in a 383 configuration. I believe that is the piston I've put in 2 or 3 383s over the years. I can't tell you a part number. I can tell you that I take my engines to them and say, can you find me a piston that does what I want? And they do. But I'm sure KB makes one. But yeah, it's just a nice flat top with valve release. I've done a pop-up piston in a 906 on a 383 before, and that was a mistake. That was too much compression for street and premium fuel. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Also, I made poor choices on the camshaft. That's another story altogether. But that's what you want, close. Charge your phone. Oh, I guess Miles is watching. And I meant to plug it in when I started, but I forgot. Oh, no. He's the screenshot I sent. That's funny. I'm going to charge my phone. Anyway, that's what you want. Just decent flat top, valve reliefs. That'll get you there. Closed chamber head would be better. Just saying. But also the closed chamber big block heads don't flow as well. Yeah. Ross says 2-wheel drive Jeep Comanche pickup with a built 4-liter. Sounds like a party. Anything but a 2.8. Those ones are just bad. Lovejoy says, in about a week, I'm sure. Huh, that's weird. Typos. In about a week, I'm going to be making a trip to Oklahoma, 7 hours away, to deliver a 1999 Dodge Door because I have nothing better to do with my vacation time. You did say you needed to do something. Why not drive a state or 3 away and deliver a Door? Sounds great. Sounds like my kind of vacation. Sounds like the kind of thing my brother would do, actually. He would drive to Arizona for a 64 Plymouth Grill. And he has. Big Wrench wants to know, as I wear a paper bag over my head, where can I find the Roadrunner stripe for the side of the 73.4 Satellite? I don't know. eBay? What do I look like, a parts dealer to you? Roadrunner Stripe Kit. Phoenix Graphics. Jegs actually sells it for $300. Josh's Mopar muscle car parts has it for half that. Phoenix Graphics from a different vendor. Oh, no, that's a different number. Oh, the $300 is side and hood, and I think it's $250 for just the side. So yeah, Phoenix Graphics makes them. I've heard that they are a reputable vendor of reproduction decals, so it's probably a good place to go. Oh, Tom has a better answer. Performance car graphics is the best. Robert Powell is here with us and wants to know, interested to know what other vehicle brands viewers are into. Mine has been Volkswagen, Audi, and Subaru. I am into Subaru. I'm really, really, really into Toyota. They're the best at everything, at least as far as like making cars that work as cars. Ben's here. Hi, Ben. Were you watching the live stream when you walked in?
I even commented.
Wow. Well, I haven't gotten there yet. Oh. Anyway. Okay. I'll be here. I'll be in the back. Sure. This is Ben's old room. Is it weird now?
No, it's great.
It's actually less planty, which is weird. I'm sure it'll be more planty.
It's very airy.
And the cat. The cat is. The cat brings something to it.
Have a cat. Mm-hmm. There's literally always a cat in here. Oh, hey, Caitlin's asking me to go over there. Yeah, I'm on my way.
Classic. Ben's on the way. Okay, bye. I do like Subarus, actually. I do not like German cars. I just don't. And it's not that they don't make good cars. I almost bought an 06 BMW once. I loved it. Loved it. Really glad I didn't. Not about the German car life. But the Japanese, they got it going on. Toyota, Subaru. Of course, Subaru engines explode for fun. They had head gasket problems for 20 years. You know, it's not all roses. But my wife and I both daily drive 20-teens Subarus. Hers is a 2013 Outback. And mine is a rusty 2015 Impreza base model. And I love it. It's great. So yeah. And I know some people in here are into Subaru brats, so I'm sure other people will chime in with their opinions on that. Oh, okay. And I'll share that because they were just here. Ben's comment on that grill adventure was sleeping in the Prius with that grill sucked nuts. I'm sure it did. Anyway, everybody else, feel free to chime in with what kind of other brands you're into. I do want to say, despite naming the channel Dead Dodge Garage, I've said this before, but for your benefit, maybe, I never intended for it to be only Dodge or Mopar. That was never the intent. It's just my favorite, you know, but I've tried to do different things over the years and it just doesn't really work. So I stick to the Mopar stuff. It is where I'm happiest, but I do like other things. I really do. Just not Fords. Stacy says, Angela is so happy that you like the Turk. Cave Dave says, don't choke on that. I almost did. So while I chew on this, we'll put this up on the board. My friend Jason with Stage Zero Garage says, so wait, if I start watching a video and it's not my thing, I can stop watching? No. You have to watch to the end and you have to leave an angry comment complaining that the maker of the video wasted your time. I actually responded to the guy. I respond to everybody. Usually it either gets a harder response if it's warranted. But I responded to the comment on the one about the cylinder heads and said that was a waste of time. And I said, yeah, because, you know, I understand it. It's hard. I actually strapped you to a chair and tied your eyes open a la Clockwork Orange and forced you to watch this goddamn video. My apologies. Anyway. Rant over. Luke Tichnell's with us and says, definitely need the floorboard clutch pedal shirt made. I always fix the clutch pedal. Floorboards, not so much. I like that. My sister says if someone doesn't like something, I tell them to do it themselves. The thing is, and I've realized this, and it's something I appreciate about other YouTubers. YouTubers that have, well, you don't have one. You just have a letter, right? It's just your name. You don't have an actual channel. But okay, look at these guys. And not everyone that has a picture actually does make videos. But people that do, you know, they have a picture. They have a picture, you know, they kind of have an identity on the YouTube. They do things. They're kind of public people like me. They never leave comments like that because they understand the work that goes into this crap. You know, it's like a supportive community. It's cool. It's always people that don't have that have real criticism like that. Always that have dickish things to say. You know, I'm all for constructive criticism, but I don't understand that you wasted my time by forcing me to watch this. I don't understand. There are millions of different videos. Watch one of them. I am just some guy, and I'm giving you what little information I know and my opinion. I am telling you stories. And that's the thing. All of my videos are me telling a story. Sometimes it's while I'm building a car, fixing a car, or whatever. I'm doing storytelling. Sometimes it's just the story and there's no car. People really don't like it. Sometimes. But a lot of people do. Anyway, Rooster says a bit of advice. Don't talk about your junk or show on a live show unless you have an OnlyFans. Nice. Nice. My entire channel I refer to as my junk, and I apologize for that if you know, there was any confusion. Brent Forte says low budget builds are the reason big budget builds exist. They just have to go faster to beat us, so they throw money at it till they can. Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it. Some people, honestly, legitimately, like Mitchell is gainfully employed in an impressive manner, and he could afford to do that. And that's great. Like, I wasn't trying to rip him a new asshole. I love that car. I actually started filming a follow-up. I didn't really finish it, so I don't know what I'm going to use the footage for. He did take his car home. He drove it home to Seattle. After I tightened all the bolts on it, did a shakedown run, I broke the power steering, and a brake caliper tried falling off. But other than that, it did awesome, and it drove great. And I told him that the rest of the world will have to fight me if he ever sells that car because it's amazing. It's great. There is a reason. I get that. There's a reason to spend money. There's a reason to build them that way, and it's cool. It really is. But you don't have to do that. I'm a low budget guy. I wanted to tell that story to people. That's what I did. So anyway, yeah, that is what I'm about. And if you're here, you're probably about it too, to a certain degree. Or maybe you just like listening to me tell stories. I don't know. I don't know. Did anyone catch when I said that if you want to make a Mopar into a supercar, modern car, or whatever, maybe you should just buy a Nissan Altima? I'm really proud of that. No one said anything about it so far. Dan Tupper says, oh, Polly's even older than that. I built my 64 back in the late 80s, early 90s. Nice. Shopcat Industries is here with us and says, evening, Jamie. Hey, I hit 2,000 subs this morning. Woohoo! Nice. Congratulations. That is awesome. I did a 1,000 subscriber special and a 2,000 subscriber special, and then they weren't very well received, so I decided I wasn't going to do one again for a while, like until I hit 10, and I am about to hit that. It's been a long road to get here. It's crazy. But yeah, I remember when you hit 1,000, so I think you're making good time. Congratulations. But anyway, I was just reminded about the video, my 2,000 subscriber special this morning. Big Wrench Donnie said he found my 1,000 video, and I told him watch the 2,000 because it's actually better. It's kind of funny, maybe. Anywho, Stage Zero Jason says we were also a Volvo 240 family for a bit, with 3, just down to 1 now. Now it's whatever pre-mid 90s. Nice. Yeah. His collection, which you can see a good bit of on his channel, Stage Zero Garage, it includes 2 of these excellent step-side Dodges, one of which was purchased from yours truly. His collection is what I would call eclectic. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. Anyway, a really nice F body being one member. Obviously a Volvo as well. Rippler says, awesome show. Happy Father's Day. Keep the project updates flowing. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And I will. There will be more actual project updates. I've talked about the 64 Power Wagon. That's one of my big home projects right now. I have not touched it since the last time we talked or the time before that. I think it was 3 weekends ago I was working on it last. So that's dragging on. I did open the hood this morning, but I didn't actually touch it. I need to get the other cylinder head off and see what's what. There's a really good chance I'm just going to pull the oil pan, break that engine down in the truck. I am dead set on running that poly without removing it. I'm going to fix it in the frame, whatever it needs. So anyway, that's my next big project. I will be doing a video on the Challenger Hemi swap project. The Hemi, if you're on my Instagram, you know this, but the Hemi is actually back in it. I did the wiring video. That was kind of the last update. I spent 2.5 weeks on the wiring in the car, and it's not even done yet. But because I did that, I was then able to just install the engine, and I had it wired in 2 hours. Like, it's almost ready to run now when the fuel is done. So that, I guess that's why you do that, you know, just do things in the right order. That's what I'm trying to do. But there will be another update video on that coming. It's an awesome project. What else do I have coming up? I don't know. A follow-up 300 video that will happen. Again, I was talking about that before. Brakes need to happen. An actual test drive needs to happen. I'd really like to do that. We're still working on the paperwork side of things. I'd really like to put tires on that car and drive it. If I could get the brakes to work, it's sweet. I'd like to drive it. That would be cool. And then maybe hot rod it a little bit. Anyway, I got more coming. Like a mid-2000s band on MySpace, I got big things coming soon. So thanks for hanging in there. Chrome Muffler Bearing wants to know, which make better crank seals, modern stuff or the old rope seal? Does modern oil affect the leakage of either? I can't answer the latter question. I don't really think so. I think the answer to the former question is modern seals. I put them in everything. I've had really good luck. Someday they will dry out, but that's going to be a long, long time from now. The rope seal will probably start leaking as soon as you put it in there. Seeping anyway. It's kind of just this thing. So I know there are guys out there that swear by that old school stuff. I'm not one of them. You know, the modern rubber or PTFE or whatever the heck it is. Those are good. Stacy says, I had 3 friends message me about the hole I had to cut in the hood of the Not a Dodge yesterday, basically calling me an idiot, even after telling them it wouldn't fit without doing so. Lesai indeed. Now, I will say, I don't know what engine you have in that. I don't remember. There was probably a way to do it. I mean, plenty of those have hoods without holes in them, but it's a Not a Dodge. Who cares? I mean, it's, you know, that's the character of that car. It's a rat. Let it be a rat. I'm pretty into this, and it really reminds me of something, but I think just chocolate covered gummy bears. I like it. Rocco really wants a Swedish brick. I like them. There's a local Volvo guy here. I posted a picture of my Charger next to one of his cars a few months ago. He's got a couple turbo bricks, I think, at least one. Interesting collection. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Kimmy Trail says that Slant is going in the 66 Belvedere wagon. It's underwhelming, but it's plug and play. Just until I can sort out mounts, K-member, bell housing for the 318 swap. Then it'll be the leaving Tower of Power. Yep. Yeah. It's so funny. If you want to do a Slant 6 to V8 on an A body, you're well taken care of as far as conversion mounts. But the B body, the Slant 6 K-frame is special. And there are so few of those out in the world, Schumacher doesn't have mounts for them. So you're kind of screwed. So you just change the K-frame. That is the way. So anyway, I like a good slant 6, and I like a good 3 on the tree too. So, Lucas Krupa says, just vintage American that's not Chevy. That's good stuff. I've got a good Mopar friend who I've gotten many parts and engines and things from over the years, including that 360 I mentioned a bit ago. He's the one that was like, these are the pistons for this project, just put it together. And they weren't. But he drives Chevy trucks. And he's got a Cummins too that's like lifted and built like a pre-runner, and it's crazy, 3rd gen. But I always see him in his 90s Chevy. And he always yells at me. Usually when I'm in like, vintage Mopar is the only way he'll know it's me. He'll always yell things like, buy a Chevy. And it's hilarious. Avon says, didn't German manufacturers get hit with yet another fine for being dishonest about their emission stuff recently? Another one? If there was another one, I am not hip to that. But the Volkswagen Audi group does like to get slapped. Lovejoy says, whatever would give you the idea, I like Subarus. I don't know. Lucky guess. Lucky guess. Someone, is it? Yeah, Tom. Trust this computer. Yes, it's my computer. For Christ's sake. Rocket Tom says, you should catch up on comments. Well, I'm really way behind, but yeah, you're probably right. I'll try. Nice. Holy crap, Uncle Tony was passing through. What? Uncle Tony dropped in and said, just passing through for a minute. Watched a bunch of your videos today. I love what you do, man. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Thank you very much. I'm so excited. I'm more excited than that time I met Pete Townsend. Okay. Thanks for that. Okay, where was I? If by some chance Tony's still hanging out, what we do around here is try to get to every single comment, but it's getting harder to do these days. Walter V dropped in and said, howdy, happy Father's Day. Thank you, Walter. Appreciate that. Rippler says, is a 318 too small for a B body? Yeah, I don't think so. There are some things you can do to make them definitely not too small. That 67 Coronet that I did a video on a couple weeks back, that was the 318 with a dyno sheet that said 370 something horsepower, and it does impress. So I'd say no, and the lightweight is a nice plus. Dan wants to know, what are my thoughts on AMC? I have some. I think they're cool. I think they're honorary Mopars. I honestly don't know a whole ton on AMC. HR says 318 is too small. My take on this is A body small block, B body big block, basically. But 318s are cool. And if it was born with it, I don't see any reason to throw it away. You could definitely hop it up a bit and have some fun. Shopcat wants to know, do lawn tractors count? I'm partial to Cub Cadet, Gilson, and Turf Track. I've got a Cub Cadet, but it's a piece of garbage, so I won't be advertising for them for free. Shopcat says, Big Turk. Welcome to Dead Dog's Garage Live. Oh, yes. I watched part of this earlier. I was going to comment on yours too, but I forgot. Dropped an Audi titty video. I can't not call him that. Audi titty. I hate it. I hated that too. I own a 328. I hate it. Worked on a Passat. Guess what? I hate it. Yeah, I don't like working on any of those. Any of them. Luke Tichenhouse says AMCs are great. Yeah, Luke's kind of our resident AMC guy. Nobody knows what they are. That's why I love them. Ross says, I'm a fan of all things Honda. Again, big parts bin of well-engineered manufactured stuff that works or can be made to work. Yeah, Honda's good too. Hang on, I gotta eat this. I can't believe Uncle Tony came to my life. I've been in his lives, but that's different. Honda's awesome. Honda's a second to me for Toyota because they break more. I've done so many distributors, cranks, sensors, and the stupid main relays. I can't even tell you. They're easy to fix, but they break. But the thing I really don't like about Hondas, the people that have owned them, they tend to be messed up. But, you know, they're good. They're reliable. I like them. But it's Toyota Corolla for me, baby, all the way. Bell James, excuse me, who's apparently looking for more cool projects for me all the time now, says there's a really cool 49-inch Studebaker out on 224th near Graham. Saw it a couple days ago. Love that series. I don't know a whole lot about Studebakers from that time. HR says, I get a kick out of driving and watching the road through the floors. Me too. That's good stuff. My old Power Wagon was like that. I've had a good few. Sorry, I just read something really goddamn stupid. Bye-bye. That comment was up in the comments for quite a while, and I apologize for that. I've had a good few cars you could watch the road through the floor. My wife had a 76 Dart in her younger years that she drove. It had one bucket seat in the driver's spot, no passenger seat, and it had a garbage chute in the floor. Shopcat says, I just discovered the hidden comment section in studio. That was fun. I've never seen that. Ross also says IH and Alice Chalmers farm equipment. Avon says the only time anyone should feel like they have the right to complain about their time being wasted is on actual clickbait that doesn't answer the question it poses. That's fair. You know, but it's still their right to just stop watching it. Yeah, I'm not a clickbaity. That ain't what we got here. Rippler wants to know, how do I get 50 miles a gallon in a classic Mopar? Easy. 3-cylinder out of a Geo Metro, full aero, and drive it at 35 miles an hour everywhere. Other than that, oh, hold on. Volkswagen TDI. And drive it 35 miles an hour everywhere. Stacy's response was, oh yeah, the Mustang. Before that, the Cordoba. 5 air-cooled Volkswagens. I've owned 2. I actually like them as well. I can't trash everything German, but I'm not into the modern stuff. And modern for me starts in about 1990 something. I did own a 318? Yeah, the 4-cylinder one. It was okay. Shopcat says, I didn't know what some old safety reflectors were in the 10 seconds I looked at them after I found them. Thus, I am a gay, stupid moron who's older than 55. Someone commented on my video, one of my videos once, and said, this guy definitely plays for the other team. You enunciate and speak with tone, and all of a sudden you're a homosexual. Fabulous! How dare they? How dare they? Yeah, I have a lot of things to say about that, but yeah, it's not the time. It's not the time. Shopcat says, put Pentastar badges on a Civic Hybrid? It will break immediately. We're going to put this one up on the board again because I'm really excited about it. Oh, man, that guy actually commented again, and I didn't get to see that one. Ah, well. Next lifetime. Dan Berg, this is my opinion on the haters. If you don't like the way Jamie does things, no one is keeping you here. Exactly. My point. Thank you, Dan. I'm not for everybody. There's a real reason I only have almost 10,000 subscribers. I'm just some guy. I don't know how many times I've got to explain that. A couple of people noticed Uncle Tony dropped in a long time before I did. So, yeah, I guess I probably missed my chance at a good shout out there. Oh, well, it's all good. Kimmy Trail says, ever since I watched the 300 video, I'm all of a sudden noticing late 70s Cordobas are falling out of the sky in the Pacific Northwest. That's interesting. Very interesting. My sister says I loved the subscriber specials. I like them. I like doing different stuff, but the people just don't watch it. So I just have to be careful what I do. I really love the mixtape videos I used to do, where I would just grab all these clips that I had done and throw them together. I enjoy that, but again, the viewership in general does not. There are certain videos you can tell that I make for myself and the diehards, but in general, I'm trying to kind of make videos everyone will watch. With mixed results, let's say that. HDF2 is here with us again and says, "What up, DDG? Yep, the stories are good, along with learning the finer points on getting dodges to work." Yeah, and I have a lot to bring to the table on that. I don't know everything. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. So yeah, that's what you're going to get here. It might be entertaining. If you appreciate my peculiar sense of humor, it's fun, Not everyone does. That's fine. That is fine. But it might be entertaining. And, yeah, that's what it is. It's storytelling with hopefully information that is useful to you. I almost closed the cylinder head video yesterday the one today? Whatever. One of this weekend's videos, I almost closed with some words that should be very familiar to some of you people. I hope you got something out of that. But I thought better of it. Shopcat says, "I low-key like the late 70s 300s. Yeah, we were just talking about that. We are in support of them around here. A couple people have commented on my 300 video to say, "Oh, you mean a fancy Cordoba?" Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I said. That's all it is. But it's cool. It's a fancy Cordoba with cop car pieces. Cool stuff. Oh, Lovejoy said, "Congratulations, Kat. I broke 100 myself with the Brat video. Awesome. Very cool." Stacy says, "I may have to send some more goodies for hitting 10K subscribers, including a bag of all-dressed chips for Caitlin." Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Shopcat just resubbed Lovejoy. I was going to pull the pin on YouTube. Luckily, my lack of common sense and judgment prevailed. Now I have to resub to everyone. There have been a few points, usually when I get a dumb comment, where I'm like, why am I even doing this? I mean, Rooster's told us that's exactly why he kind of bombed his channel. He had a ton of videos up and just got sick of the comments. But the thing is, I think that, and then I remember all of you people and all of the positive stuff I get all the time, and all of the people who do understand my point of view and appreciate it, whether I'm right about everything or not, and I just remember that and go, no, it's cool. We'll keep going. Just ignore the haters or whatever. Oh, wow. You must have heard me say his name. Of course, this was 15 minutes ago, but Mitchell dropped in and said, "Yep, the Barracuda made it 150 miles back to my shop without drama, except for the horrible Seattle traffic." Yes, that thing is awesome. Okay. I might have alluded to Mitchell being a rich bastard, and that is not true. He had a good job. He does happen to live in a very expensive place. So I feel like these things kind of even themselves out. Brent saved and collected part. Damn it. Mitchell saved and collected parts for years. I'm not a rich guy throwing money around. Glad you like it. I love it. Brent Forte says, "I love Toyota. I have an 83 Celica GTS 5-speed. Nice. I did a video on one of those. It was an 85, I think, 22R, 5-speed, and it was so much fun. No one watched it because my channel is called Dead Dodge Garage. Anyway, I traded this van, which was an amazing Magnum-powered burnout machine, ran on 7 cylinders, smoked like a bastard. I traded it for a blown-up Subaru and a Celica, and it was so much fun. I loved it. I didn't want to get rid of it, but it was in the winding down times of closing our shop, and a lot of things had to go. So that was one of them. And Brent also say, "Your buddy Mitch's CUDA is what I would do if I had the means." There's nothing wrong with that. No, there is not. I want everyone to know that's not what I was saying. I'm just trying to communicate to people looking at builds like that and thinking, this is my dream. This is what I have to do. I have to spend all this money. I have to make this car into this. Oh, it's a Slant 6 automatic. Oh, it's a 318. This guy, I have to have 500 horsepower. No, you don't. You can get so much enjoyment out of just a wee little hopped up 318 with a couple choice suspension components. It's the kind of thing Uncle Tony's been saying in his videos for years. You know, that's really all this is. But that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you can, if you have the means, if that's something you could do, if that's your dream, if you could build the car, build the car. It's cool. You know, I love it. They don't all have to be the same either. You know, I'm just saying that is not the only way. And it's not the way I want to go. Dan says, it would be fun to get Mitch and my Barracudas together. They're of a similar mindset, but 30 years apart. Yeah, that would be cool, actually. Yours is still kind of in mothballs, right? I mean, I could bring your car up here and revive that. You know, that would be cool. I need to come visit you anyway, Dan. That's got to be part of the program. I actually need to get down to that area. I keep forgetting about this. Average Joe has a Dart I need to go pick up and some CB750 stuff. So I need to do that. And I should come by your place. We can talk 273s. Javi Macias dropped in with us and said, howdy, did you know the state of Texas is doing away with vehicle inspections in 2025? Wonder if we'll see more classics on the road after it takes effect. No, I did not know that. I'm a long, long way from Texas. Yes, hi, hello.
Can I take this so I can make a video?
Yeah, I guess so. There's not a lot of space on there, okay? So it can't be a super long one.
Bye.
Okay, bye. My daughter. 66 of you out there, if you haven't hit like on the stream, please do that. I think this is a special collector's edition because Uncle Tony dropped in to say, hey, pretty much a high point in my life. But yeah, if you have any questions for me or comments about this weekend's video, feel free to drop those. Looks like I am finally getting caught up with the comments, so I might get to them. We've got about another 25 minutes here. So I will do my best. Yeah, we don't have inspections here. Don't have to worry about any of that stuff. In many regards, this is still kind of the Wild West. My sister said she was also waiting for me to notice he stopped by. Well, only Tom had the decency to message me and tell me so. Just saying. I got a lot of other friends in here. I'm just saying. Anyway. I don't know what that means. Oh, show wing, maybe. Prime Forte says Mitch's car's a beauty. Yes, it's amazing. Dust Devil Garage dropped in and said, howdy, everyone. Dust Devil Garage. We're now friends on the Face Tubes, and he's going to hop in on one of my streams. Maybe we'll do that next week. I'm super bad at remembering things. And like the minute I was coming up here to go live, I went out for dinner with my family for the Father's Day. And the minute I was coming up here, I was like, crap, I was supposed to have him on. I didn't. So we got to do that, my friend. You got me on the Face Tubes. Next Sunday, just shoot me a message and make sure I'm not in outer space, because that's where I live most of the time. Excuse me. Rocco says, I want a Honda. Okay. Lucas Krupa says, to get to 50 mile an hour, just call me for a tow. Nice. Rich Jordan says, hated Hondas when we sold parts for them. Factory engine with different size bearings on each main and rod bearing. Sent owners to the dealer who would break bearing sets. We would not. Ugh. Why would they do that? I mean, Mopars, you see things like, you know, markings that denote an oversized bearing, meaning an undersized crank, or factory over bore. And it's never like people look at those marks and think, oh, horsepower. It's just like, because it didn't clean up at the stock sizes or whatever, you know. There are things like that, but it won't be like one piston or one bearing. At least I hope not. Shopcat says, it's such a weird insult to throw these days. Made for an awkward conversation with the wife and 3 kids. Right, exactly. That was my response. I mean, I have a lot of things to say about that. But what I said was, I'm happily married with a child. You just saw my child. Like, not that that even means anything, you know. I literally have a beard. You know what I'm saying? It's a spectrum. It's a rainbow, and we're all somewhere in it. And that is all I have to say. And people that are, yeah. Okay, no, you know what? Rant time. I'm in the e-bodies group on FaceTubes, and recently, you know, because it's Gay Pride Month, excuse me, it's big tent here. It's not just the gays. Anyway, someone commented and crapped all over it. And dude, car group. This is America. You can say whatever dumb shit you want, but this is a car group. And if you think like normal people that you know in life, there are no gay people, I don't know. The thing I always say is we cook your food, we take out your trash, the thing from Fight Club. We watch you while you sleep. We're everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay, and if you're at this point in time, all right. This ain't the forum for that. But that's how I feel. It's just dumb. Let people be who they are and move on. Move on. Avon says, re-clickbait. If you've got to watch to the end for X sort of situation, and then they don't show you X, there was no reason for you to think you needed to click. They wasted your time. That's fair. Totally fair. Angela Renner's with us and says, just had to create a YouTube channel. You're my first subscription. I'm Stacy's way better half. Had to hop on and say, finally, welcome to the Big Turk fan club. Suck it, Stacy. Stacy definitely hedged bets on this one and said that you made him throw it in there and he wasn't sure I'd like it. I mean, that's kind of weird. That's why I saved it for exactly this. And suck it, Stacy. Thank you. I'm your entire subscription list. I'll enjoy that while it lasts. Brent Forte says all the best storytellers are Mopar heads. Some of them definitely seem to be. But I'm not even counting myself in that. You know, the thing about Mopar types is they're all weird. They're all weird. They're all hoarders. They tend to be interesting, like the Chinese say, or whatever, like you might read in a fortune cookie. That kind of interesting. And I'm counting myself in that, trust me. Kimmy Trail says, I towed a 17-foot Glastron boat behind a 1985 Volvo 245 turbo wagon until the wheels fell off. It pulled and launched like a dream. I missed that. But the 75 Dodge D300 Club Cab with the 440 is working out. Awesome. I like that truck. Still haven't gotten my hands on it. But I know that'll happen eventually, and I'm looking forward to it. Oh, boy. Donnie says, fixing to have to hit the bed here soon. The power keeps going out, so I can't cook. I'm putting cornflakes in the window. Nice. Good luck, Donnie. Don't drown. Rocco says, I really want a Diplomat. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. Lovejoy says, my dad traded his 70 Nova 353 speed on the floor for an 85 Celica GTS and $200 to make rent in the 90s. He always said that for a Jap car, that Toyota had some nuts. Dude, if any of you care, you do not have to do this, but the Celica video on my channel, you'd probably just search YouTube for Dead Dodge Garage Celica. It was fun. We were drifting it everywhere. We tore up the neighbor's yard, brake slides, burnouts. My brother almost drifted it into a dumpster. I almost drifted it into a dumpster. My buddy Jordan, who used to be my partner at the shop, he drove it with his, how old was he? His 2-year-old son, Malls, on his lap. It was fun. It was fun. And I really did like that car. The windshield, it had gotten the ex-girlfriend treatment. The windshield was very smashed. and I think side glass was smashed out of it too. So it was always full of water. The hatch was rusting off, like you could just probably peel it. But it was so much fun. I really liked that car. I'd love to have a nice one. Kimmy Trails agrees. I had a convertible. Wow. Oh, have a convertible, and it's very fun to drive. Awesome. My sister says, gently caress the like button. Yes, please do that. Dan Berg says, speaking of Toyotas, my $200 Tercel has over 225K on it now. All I've done was put a thermostat in it. Oh, yeah. It's good stuff. But you didn't. It's fine. Lovejoy says, also, the 2027 emissions regulations for diesel on highway trucks are ridiculous. They want to reduce emissions from on-highway trucks another 80%. I personally don't think it's possible. I don't know if it is either. Aw. Remember how I was saying people that post actual videos have pictures? There's my daughter and her kitty. That's my daughter's YouTube channel right there, Ava's Toys and Adventures. If you've got little kids, they should watch her videos. Since we first started talking about her channel, I still haven't posted any more of them. And I apologize for that, Ava. So much going on. But I have several of her videos that I need to finish and get on her channel, because I am her production team. So anyway. And yes, it's Ava with an E. Donnie says, I'm back. I forgot my spoon. You're always forgetting stuff here. How do you do that every week? Good night. Take it easy. Don't drown. Rich Jordan says, lots of Honda cranks didn't clean up at one particular size, I guess. We saw quite a few like that. That is really interesting. To this point, I've refused to rebuild any import engines, or frankly, anything that's not a muscle air V8. I have zero interest in it. People have asked me. They're happy to pay. I don't care. I've done a Chevy. I've done a Ford Windsor. I actually really like the Ford Windsor. I know that's weird, but I like the Windsor. It's a great engine. It's a great package. It's just so small and cute, and yet plenty of stopping power. But yeah, I've never done a four-banger of any kind. Ripper says, would bringing the Olympia Brewery back to full production be a motivating factor to win the lottery? Such a great beer. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that it's a water. Though, damn it. I read Avon's comment 6 comments from now, and I flubbed. It's the water. Although now that I think of it, I ain't never seen no artesians. Lovejoy says, I've owned 3 stock Hondas and helped build engines for 3 different Hondas back in high school. One of them, turbocharged D16Y9 Del Sol, still kicking around. Never dynoed it, but it moves. There was a Del Sol locally with, it might have been a D16. I don't remember what it was, but some kind of turbo. And one of the local Honda guys rebuilt the engine for another one. It smoked like a choo-choo train. It was terrible, but god damn, that thing ran hard. It was impressive. Turbo Hondas are impressive. Not my thing, but yeah. Yeah, they scoot. Lovejoy says, as long as they aren't hurting themselves or others, I say leave them alone. Yeah, you know, it's weird. As you get older, you're supposed to dislike what the youths are doing more. I respect the Honda thing. I do, to a point. I don't respect certain taste choices that are made. But, you know, it's what they got. It's what they're into. It's what their friends are into. It's what they can get their hands on. And they can be quick. Most of them aren't, but they can be. You know, they can do impressive stuff. And I do have respect for that. You know, I don't want to crap on what anyone else is into. I have. And I've realized that is a mistake. Dan says a high horsepower Dippy would be cool. I agree. Plain wrapper. If there is such a thing as a sleeper, it's getting there. My sister says, yes, hello. I've been summoned to represent the gays. Talk shit, get hit. My daughter says, hi. Hi, hello, hi. She's out of control. Oh, Avon says hi. And Avon also says, you can't hurt anyone with a gender or sexuality, thankfully. They're concepts. I agree. But people try, and it's really stupid. Nathan wants to know what happened with that 69 Dodge wagon. It is still in a field. We put it back out in the back 9, and I have been meaning to wander by it again with a breaker bar and just see if it feels like nudging, because it's now been soaking for a really long time. I'm not holding out hope. And even if it moves, I don't know. I've said many times if it turns, it'll run. And that's probably true. At least, a few cylinders. But that thing's full of rat's nests. It's in sorry shape. And that car's super, super rough. So, yeah, it's out back. I really think it's, they bought it for parts. I don't think we've taken anything off it. But it's really, really bad. KB Trail says 727 with vibration slippage on takeoff. Let's find ones out of first gear. Fluid level is correct. Band adjustment? Torque converter? Worse? Is it going to be a really bad time? Yeah, it's probably going to be a bad time. Damn it. I'm really not a torque flight or automatic transmission guy. Certainly not a guru by any means. I've spent a little time in them. I wish I didn't have to. Slippage is bad in an automatic. It's just not good. In first gear in drive position, the low reverse band actually isn't in play at all. It's going through the rear sprag, but I'm sure it's going through clutch pack. I don't know. I just don't know the combination of what is what in each gear, but I suspect you probably have a slippy clutch. That's my guess. Yeah, it's probably not going to be a good time. But again, I am not an expert. Do not ask me to explain or repair your torque flight. My mom noticed the time. Here just in time to say goodbye. Hi, Mom. I'm on the internet again. Same time every week. Hi. Oh, don't bring that in here. We don't want to hear me again. That's too many times. You can turn the sound down if you want to do that. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah. Did you see that I put up all your comments? Do you want to say hi to Avon? Avon said hi to you. Cool. K-Man Weisenbach says, hey, about that 4-speed van, I'm wondering which shifter mount position does it use on the tail shaft? There's one for sale cheap near me, and I'm looking for an OD 4-speed to swap into my B body. The van, the Van A833 Overdrive is a van truck unit. They use the front shifter pad, which is the same as your B body. You won't want to use the van shifter. It's on an extension bracket that kicks it up, and the linkage, I'm sure, is a little bit different. Maybe you can make it work, but it's not quite right. But yeah, they use the B-body shifter position. Now, those transmissions actually have the BE tail housing, so they have the E-body position at the back, but the holes are not tapped. I don't think they're even drilled. Yeah, I think the pad is there, but they're just blank. But the B-body one, that's what you need, and it is drilled, tapped, ready to go. So grab yourself a B-body shifter adapter, and linkage and levers. Except you will have to account for the overdrive. The one is upside down, and the rod has to be adjusted or lengthened, or I don't remember which way it goes. But yeah, you need the shifter stuff from a B-body, and you should be good to go. It is the right transmission. Oh, Grandpa Rooster says hi too.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. And Avon says you're welcome. I lost the beat. It's terrible. Where did you even find that? What the heck? Okay, that's enough of my baby doggy. Thank you.
No.
Avon says, Avon says you're welcome. Oh, and Ava's Toys Adventures says, kitty.
I think, yeah, there's another.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay.
It's because Heather was jumping everywhere.
Oh, we're running out of time. We got to get through these comments. I think we can do that.
Also, there's one that you might like.
Okay,
that's what I want you to do.
Okay, I'll watch for that. My mom says it's the water and a lot more. Lovejoy says, that wasn't referring to Hondas, it was referring to Pride, but my point stands. Why did I just assume you were referring to Hondas? I don't know. But yeah, exactly. Exactly. Leave him alone. Just leave Brittany alone. Rooster wants to know, what did you do now? As does Avens. Indeed. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Rocco's got early morning roofing. Good luck. That's just too much, baby doggy. It's too much. It's too much. Mopar 73 Duster wants to know, hey, no, okay, I can't even think. That's too much. That's just my baby doggy. Mopar 73 Duster wants to know if I have ever rebuilt an RV2 compressor. I have not, no. I don't think it would be hard, but I haven't done it. Probably just need a rebuild kit, set of rings, gaskets, bearings.
I might be able to do a short, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, good luck. Report says, you rock, buddy. Thank you very much. Appreciate you as usual for being here. I assume this shows up in chat. It doesn't show up on my side. But Ava shared some pride flowers. I don't know how she even knows what that is. But I'm proud of her. Rich Jordan says, diplomats used to be used as cop cars, highway patrol, truck and traffic enforcement, etc. 25 years ago, a lot of people would slow down and drive safe when a solid color diplomat with pie plates went by. Oh, good. She did more of it, but I still can't see any of that. She's really excited about the pride emojis, which I didn't even know was a thing. When Trev pulled the 73 Dodge cop car in the corn dog video out onto the street and just went down the street and back, like quarter mile down the street and back. He was really excited. People are slowing down for that, and I have questions. They have to know. They have to know. Rocket Tom said a few minutes ago, all right, got to put the kids to bed. Almost a 10K and an Uncle Tony shout out. As Ice Cube would say, today was a good day. Yes, it was. Dang autocorrect. Every time. I don't even know what's going on here anymore. She's just going to get super excited, I guess. At the end of every live stream, you can look forward to that. Have a good night, Tom. Amen. We didn't even have to use our AKs. Ava Grammy says hi. Ava says hi. Oh, Shopcat says, I just went to a parade in our town yesterday, and there was a Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Royal Monaco, and Grand Fury, plus a Burb and a Square Caprice. No diplomats, although they did use them too, I think. I don't think that's a good idea, but Cave Dave says, if your 727 is slipping, add a pint of brake fluid and it'll grip like never before. Rich says, have a great week. You too, Rich. Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Brent Forte says, Dodge Colt Turbo. Anyone remember those? A guy had one when I was in high school. It said turbo on the side of the car, real big. I've never seen a turbo Colt. That is very interesting. Oh, Jorge dropped in and said, sorry, DDG family. Been MIA for a bit. I've been super busy, man. Do I hear you there? You don't have to apologize to me. That is just what things are like now. Jorge also says, happy Father's Day to all dads and to you, Jamie. Virtual hugs to all. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Dan Tupper says, good night, all. Good night, Dan. Ross says, about diplomats. In this area, it used to be a thing that the retirees would buy and drive whatever the state patrol drive. There's a lot of spragging on the brakes, only to see a blue hair cruise by. Nice. Nice. And Shopcat says they did that on purpose just to torment the young whippersnappers. Nice. Oh, Rooster said to Jorge, you missed the live show with Jamie, me, and Tom from Rocket. We did a whole Yellowstone thing for you. Well, it is available on replay. Go ahead and check that out. Oh, and HR says, all right, I'm out, but I want to see a 273 build soon. Yes, I've been collecting parts for that. I just got some more parts for that. I'm going to get some more parts for that. I am going to do that. It's the engine build I'm looking forward to the most, I would say. Right now, I'm doing the 440 for the 73 Charger, and I do have a 340 to wrap up for another friend of mine. But yeah, I want to get into that 273 pretty soon. I got to decide 100% what the heck I'm doing. But I know the goals. It's just how I get there. Still working on that. Dan says Dippy's had the metal biscuits in the suspension, not the rubber ones. That's interesting. I didn't know they ever did that factory. Huh. Oh, Brent says when this live ends, I'm going to watch your Celica video. Awesome. You go ahead and do that. Oh, and yeah, like I said, it is available in reruns. So, all right, says he'll check that out, Rooster. Excuse me. Oh, it's all bad. Lovejoy says, good night. I'm 2 hours ahead of you, so it's past my bedtime. Understood. Thanks for being here, Lovejoy. Appreciate you. You take care. Stacy says, have a good night, man. Premature congrats on 10K. Expect snacks within the next week or so. If I have another good weekend next weekend, like I did last weekend, next time I see you here, I will have 10,000 subscribers. And you know what that means? I might not have a beard. I know. Crazy. A voice from another room says that ain't right. Anyway, you too. Stacy, thanks for being here. And Ross says, exit music? And I was thinking the same thing. The song I thought of last week is a song that I wrote for a one-show tour that we did, my brother and I, like a long time ago. Donnie, go to bed. But I don't know if I have the voice for it right now. Maybe I do. I might cough in the middle, and if I cough in the middle, I apologize. Yeah, something like that. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I gotta finish this. Cheers and thanks for being here. And we'll catch you on the flippy floppy. See you, Shop Cat. Michael Hatfield enjoyed the live and the video today. Congrats on 10K. Thank you very much. Ross says it's very Kenny Fielder and the Cowboy Killers. Interesting. I don't know them, but I'll take it as a good thing. I wrote that song and I don't even think I was old enough to play in a bar yet when I wrote that. Anyway, thanks everybody. Have a good week. Keep the faith, you know, whatever. Ignore the haters. Have a good one. And I will see you later. Bob Dylan moment. Successful Sunday.